individuals, by the way, was classified gender dysphoria as a mental illness until the DSM-5. They then classified gender dysphoria as the symptoms of someone who was born in the wrong body, with no actual biologically supporting evidence that someone was born in the wrong body. This is just because science can be politicized. Right away, hey, guess what? That does immediately clue you in. Okay, well, hold on a second. Transgender individuals with very low mental instability. You can't do that with white males. There are far white males who are not mentally unstable. There's a greater chance than not, if an individual is transgender, that they have other comorbidities that would indicate mental instability. So the point is, do you want society to be safe?
Morning.
If the media is supposed to serve the population of this country, if that is their job, and not to reap financial gain from it. Remember when these places were supposed to be objective journalism? Think about this first. Whether it's ABC, NBC, CBS,
hey, buddy.
like Walter Cronkite, the purpose of news was supposed to be to inform you. That was the purpose of news, so that you can make an informed decision. Now the purpose of news is to make money of you. And in some cases, and this is unfortunately far more pervasive, to try and engineer the population, to try and manipulate you into believing what they believe so that they can create the country in their image. Why? Well, look at the list of contributors to ABC, NBC, CBS, and look at the former heads of DNC or consultants and understand why they might have a slanted view of the media. Or just try and go and read up on the crimes of Ezra Miller is the Flash, of Ezra Miller, and try and make sense of it with all the they, them pronouns while this guy is kidnapping kids, but he's queer, so we give him a pass. All right, Josh Firestein is going to be, where are you going to be on September 23rd? Roslyn, Washington.
Yeah, the Dollar General in Roslyn Theater in Roslyn, Washington, September 23rd. It's a cool little theater. It's we'll get intimate. We'll have some fun. There's mountain folk.
Also, they don't have a Dollar General. It's a Dollar Tree. So you're golden.
Yeah.
And we're going to continue the show here for another full hour. If you have not joined up, again, what do you get when you get Mug Club? You get this. You get another full hour of the show. You get Nick DiPaolo Monday through Thursday. You get Alex Jones on Friday. You get a Friday show. You're about to get the Hodge Twins. You're about to get Brian Callen. You support the investigative journalism unit and other super videos. LoudOutCredit.com/Mug Club. If you're watching on Rumble right now, just click that button. We'll be taking your chat. Just click it, and you join up. And we're about to play They Don't Make Them Like They Used To. YouTube, piss off, Rumble, thank you.
Josh brought up a good point. He did make a lot of sex jokes today.
I'm not a boob guy.
Apologizes.
I'm not a boob guy. I am, though. Look at these things. Hey.
Oh, come on.
Only on the Mug Club, baby.
Stop it. This isn't like only Mug Club fans. Or something. Well.
It's cool if you want to be sober and all.
Oh, yeah. And not think about bananas while
Don't even.
I had one earlier. Yeah, so it was a little weird to me too, by the way. This story, Josh, did you even hear about this story?
Which one?
The shooting in Jacksonville?
I heard about it last night. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
It wasn't plastered all over the place like it was. It's starting to gain a lot of traction this morning. I don't know why that was. I was very surprised by that because the way that they're talking about it now is that it just kind of blew up and made news everywhere.
Well, I think
I didn't see it nearly as much.
I think they're still trying to finish their day about Trump. They had all
that's
their,
possible. Yeah,
they had all their talk about that. They had to get through all their headlines and all their planned propaganda for that.
Things like this really frustrate me because it doesn't lead anywhere productive, right? to say it's white supremacy and now everybody's going to be focused on this. And you know what we're going to have to do? There's going to be story after story that comes out, and Al Sharpton's going to go down somewhere and lead a rally against something, and then somebody else is going to do something that says, you know what, I'm going to go and shoot some police officers. As a black man, I'm going to target white police officers, because that actually happened in Dallas. When
Hey, KP, what's up?
On. There was that rebound effect where black people were like, yeah, they are coming after us. Fine, I'm going to take some of them out. And then it's just a never-ending cycle. When instead,
good morning and welcome.
Yes, there are racists, there are white supremacists in society, but this guy was mentally ill. Let's focus on the issues that matter, and let's talk about them in a way that is productive.
It's been a while.
That Dallas thing too. They didn't
so mad about
headline it as
so mad.
black person, white cops, and they headline it as like disgruntled employee, yada yada yada.
Yeah, shoots cops. One of the guys
craving corn now. Yeah.
Church.
You don't want to eat this corn. This is not.
People were out there saying, "Hands up, don't shoot!" Right?
That's not the edible kind.
Protests and rallies, even though we all knew that that's not what happened. And this is what happens when you stoke this fear of one another.
Oh,
it's
man.
Like white people are out to get you.
Someone's already waiting for the car wash.
That's what happens.
The left loves that.
Come on,
I
man.
think the left likes mental.
So give him room in case he gives up.
They like to not help people with mental health. They want a dumb base.
Yeah.
They act like they're a friend.
Yeah.
Everyone's on the autism
Green light.
spectrum.
Go ahead. Pull forward.
Not everyone's on the autism spectrum. I know autistic people.
Yeah.
Okay. They count everything they
Pull
do.
forward.
They twit. They have like they're different. They don't drive and have yachts. I saw a lady on TikTok talking about in a movie. Yeah, I guess. But they're not this. And then they want the people to believe that it's not a mental health issue. You don't have gender dysphoria.
Morning on Indoctrinated.
Everything's normal. We believe you. We're the party of being nice and loving to you and accepting you and not calling you mentally ill.
Yeah.
While the other people don't, and then they vote for them.
Yeah. I don't like mental illness, but I do like being the illest.
Yeah. Hit him with it. You know,
H-O-D, man. I was in the shower. I was like, hey, I could do a Method Man. I don't know when it'll ever come up.
I got to do a red man impression.
What's happening today?
From the shooter.
We're going into work.
Hated everyone who was not white.
We got about an hour drive to work. After the car wash, we're going to stop and get me a nice tea for the day.
He understood what he was doing. He understood why he was doing it.
And
I can't recall.
we're heading to Monroe, Michigan to work.
Like more details because right now
I'm going to stream a bit today just because Tuesday and Wednesday I got classes I got to do for work.
necessarily even a relevant detail doesn't really matter, but it's
Oh, wait, KP's not.
information we keep getting about these manifestos, like we're making this point, like
KP.
they're just going to keep coming out with information, and we still don't have information about these other ones. But the other point was not just the lack of information coming out; it is how the media, once they find out the race of a shooter, if the shooter happens to be black.
Remember by the way, did you have to go to the restroom? I know that you were.
I was going to go.
Go
No,
ahead.
they're better than Saturday when I had to drive all the way to Pittsburgh from the Toledo area and then back.
Let me know.
Hey, by the way,
But I'm lucky I've got plenty of people, or a few people that will keep me company on that drive.
No, that's not true. A month ago, and we can have research pull this up, a black man killed 4 elderly white people. Stephen, did we hear in the media about this I guess?
Oh, you're welcome.
Real, it's not reverse racism. It's just plain old racism.
Yeah, racism.
I do that so people that
40-year-old
you know,
black man goes and kills
that are here
2 police officers, by the way.
more often than not can drop links. You can check other people's channels. I recognize your name though. Well, she's in my fantasy league. She said she's doing fine. She sent me a message. She's just taking care of some personal stuff. I get it. Press NH now has a video we can watch when we get to work.
It's not anything that really involves intelligence. It just involves experience. They know exactly what they want to do. It also
Ball will probably be done by then, but
Your credit card information has been received. Please
Good.
make a wash
when
selection.
you've been a part of it for 4.5 years.
Let's go
Please wait
Supreme.
while your transaction is processed.
The only one that don't think I ever figured was MSNBC.
Thank you for your purchase. To start your car wash, please pull into the wash bay until the red stop light is lit or the buzzer sounds. Then put your car in park.
All right. I understand how this works.
When they were talking about Trayvon Martin, this was Russia Today. It was a biracial happening. Very cool. But I was talking into my computer. This might have been 2010. And they were asking me about Trayvon. So now you go to back that you're probably running now, more recently. They were showing Trayvon Martin. Someone could probably find out there that he can come on Josh in the control room. It would be me, Russia Today. Let's do that as a segment. Go back and watch some old videos. The first video that I ever did the best impressions ever with my brother. Yeah, 6. And I just it came up in my feed yesterday, and someone said, "This is crazy to see. Steven has had the same haircut for 16 but this was on Russia Today. It's Acer laptop. I was there. Were you there? I was. You were in the house. I was in another room. You made everybody else leave the house. Oh yeah, because my mom would be like, "Make sure you tell them that one." Yeah. Like, I'm stopping. But it's key fact in the information. Damn it, Mom, you're right. But distracted. You and your poor use of plurals.
By the way, can I just bring something up? CNN just a second ago. We can't go back to it, but I'm sure they're going to bring this back up. One of the state legislature.
I thought you were talking about Princess Jasmine.
No. That's what one of the state representatives, I should say, said, "As a black person, we are still hunted." You see where this is going? As a black person, we are still hunted. Really?
Now there's a
Rub-a-dub-a-dub.
a manhunt for somebody who's dead.
Yes.
That's the most dangerous game. Featuring Game the Rapper.
He fell off, man. He fell off. Yeah.
He was probably hunted by the IRS.
Yes. Different things.
Tax evasion. No, this is one of those situations where, 12% of the population, 52% of the violent crimes, just to be clear. Hey, you know what? That's not just helping white people, helping black people, by the way. They're disproportionately victims of violent crime.
Yeah.
Just like the stats.
No, it's not touchless.
The worst.
I like to get
You
touched.
see this all the time, and we've debunked it so many times. If you go to ladderwithcrowder.com.
Someone say I am touched.
Guns are the number one killer. Guns are the top killer. Yeah. Right. I feel like this is remedial. They say guns are the number one killer. I think, oh, here's guns are the number one killer. Sorry, hold on. It's hard to enunciate. And she was the number one killer. No, take out the statistic of 15 to 19-year-olds. It's not even close. It's not even close, especially if you take out 15 to 19-year-olds, by the way, and 12% of the population, right? The violent crimes, the crimes committed with firearms. When they say number one kill of children, it's 15 to 19. And they're always a little bit higher total in the with black boys aged 15 to 19 than white boys, even though they make up 12% of the population, right? So that number matters. It's about a 3 or 4 time multiple, depending on how you use those numbers. Take those numbers out, and this is why it matters. Far more likely for your baby to die or your child in a car accident, pools, drinking water by themselves, to be clear, electrocution, accidents with tools, not firearms, any other tools. So they go out there. It's the lie, if you believe it, and this is why they want control over big tech. This is why they want to silence what it is that we do. This is why they say you can't say criminal. This is why they say you can't talk about the manifesto. We weren't allowed to talk about the manifesto with Neil. Thank God for Rumble, by the way. Thank God for Rumble. Thank God for Mug Club, because we're not going to self-censor. You would be banned from YouTube. Now, a lot of conservatives decided to play ball. That's why you saw so many people on the right saying, I don't want to create copycats. No, I want you to be informed. I want you to know that if you have a firearm that is secured within the realm of reason at your house, it is of no statistical risk to your 5-year-old. It is of risk to your 16-year-old son if you live in the inner city and his buddy is in a gang. That matters because it's going to inform your decisions.
Yeah. We do have the Russia Today. It is Russia Today.
Yeah. Do we?
Yeah. Would you like to see yourself, sir?
Yes, and then someone else, please let me know. I said I wanted to take our YouTube age restricted or not, and I said, Montage, and create a segment, but I forgot what it was. Dear God, I hope I didn't forget it. Josh, you look good.
Thanks.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
I think the argument that people want this to be brought to justice is that he should be put on trial. That charges should be filed against him and let the court or let a judge decide whether or not he's guilty.
But that's not really the argument people are bringing here. Just like you guys decided to show the picture of Trayvon Martin, I don't know why the picture is several years old, whereas the Zimmerman picture is only his mugshot. This man hasn't seen a trial. He's been convicted.
I can't see what they're running. I cannot see what they're running.
Tweeting his address. This is not a man who people want to see brought to justice. We don't know what's happened. Listen, I don't know anything about Mr. Zimmerman. I don't know if he was defending himself. We don't know that he shot Trayvon in the back while he was running away. Let's assume for a second that we do have all the facts. He did shoot Trayvon while he was running away in the back. That doesn't really mean that he's a racist. I don't really know enough about that. And I think to confuse the stand your ground law,
that's a
with the Castle Doctrine, too, that's on that report is entirely accurate. I do think what's very, very important here, too, is we do talk about the Florida, I guess, acceptable homicides, as you guys call them, which would really be shooting in self-defense. What's happened to the Florida total violent crime rate since then, or during that same time?
What I do know is also what has increased was so-called justifiable homicide. So,
right.
in cases where you're allowed to kill somebody. And
no, it's never allowed to kill somebody. It's where you're allowed to defend yourself. And that's the perfect point here. If you're a criminal, the thing that scares you the most, and statistically,
anyways, when was that? Did they find? Was it 2011?
I don't know the date.
They probably can.
I'll be right back, guys.
I think it was 2011. So the same
top off
playbook.
the tank too.
And I'm telling you, I'm looking at a webcam. Right when you're doing it back then, they weren't doing Zoom. It was like I have to Skype in, and I'm looking at a bagel screen, and they just couldn't help themselves. Like, put
a lot of carbs in that bagel, homie.
You're showing his picture when he was a kid.
Sounds good though.
Picture of Trayvon as a kid.
2012. April 4th, 2012.
2012. I have not. Some people are like, I've changed a lot. I really haven't. I've matured in some ways, but in other ways, I'm just frozen in time. Same haircut.
Yeah, well, he got rid of those chops. He had those long sideburns in that.
I still have them, but they go into a beard.
Like a beard there. Yeah, you matured.
Yeah, well, I couldn't grow a beard back then.
There you go.
I was a late bloomer. So in 2012, I would have been, trying to think.
11 years younger than today.
So I was 20.
Just kidding.
No, wait. 2012? So I would have been 24?
Ish.
24.
I don't remember.
I had a growth spurt at like 26. I had a growth spurt like at 20. Well, I don't know if it was 2012 or that's when it was uploaded, but I'm surprised they still left that up, Russia, today. Oof. Woof. Good Lord. That'd be like Ali, uploading his fight against Larry Holmes and keeping it on his channel.
Like, hey, look at this. Each video.
All right. So, and Josh, where's the best place for people to fire you?
Fire
I got jobs all over the place. You can fire me. Comment below. Tell them to get the show. Some of you want.
People love you on the show.
Oh, good. Love you
Think
too.
about leaving that forsaken state of Washington.
I will.
On the way to Texas.
Yeah. Yes. Bring me here.
Yeah, we would.
Yeah, I'll come down here.
Oh, let's start really? Is he? Did you guys hear it?
Yeah.
Hey, comment. You want him to come down here because Josh is also.
I'll come to Texas.
By the way, I reviewed one of the sketches that you taped. Very good job. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Or air it.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I get
it wasn't up to the par that we're used to.
Right.
I mean, but good for you.
It's
good for you.
It's a good. Oh, that's a good
I'm going
practice,
to sign you and then sell your contract to another any conservative sketch show out there, and it'll be good enough. No, actually, it was really good. You were very good. You were natural because that's not an easy one to do, the sketch, but I don't want to spoil it for people. So
no, it wasn't. It was actually a real thing. It wasn't even a sketch. It was a real life.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
it killed somebody.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. So this is something we could never play on. Why are you signed, Tim?
That was me.
Oh, was it you?
I was being dramatic.
You know the size all the time? Ginger snap. You notice that? Yeah. Right there is like
my mother-in-law does it. She does it like if you don't hear her sigh the first time, she's got to do it again. She wants you to go like, what?
Yeah.
And then eventually it's
like that.
What is wrong?
You know, is one of the guys out there, I won't say who, you know who, his mother-in-law, who he cannot stand, would stay at his house.
I do know.
And she literally sighed when she opened the fridge. And the ham was right there, by the way. She's overweight. And she didn't just sigh, she went, where's the ham? And then when she couldn't find it, she started stomping her feet like a, here, do you have a long shot? She started stomping her feet. She goes,
I thought it was gonna be slower, like it's
like
older.
I was about to,
B5.
Yeah. So gradually, he would just move the ham like into the cheese drawer, someplace where it was less accessible than possible. And he would wait by her. She'd be playing like Bejeweled or something, and he would just go disconnect Wi-Fi. And she'll sigh, but with Ginger Snap, he'll sigh. Well, hold on a second. This is a good day. There's no reason to be stressed. Why are you sighing?
He's like, no, I take deep breaths every once in a while.
Yeah. He drinks about 1,000 milligrams of caffeine a day, Ginger.
What?
That's what he just said.
1,000?
But he's lean as can be, so it's working. All right. We can't play this anywhere else. We'll be doing shows here all week, and of course Friday as well. Nick DiPaolo at 5. But right now, let's play. We haven't played this game in a while. They don't make them like they used to. Let's play Misty for me. Or Clint Eastwood just punches her.
There was the scene with the guy with blackface.
Oh, yeah.
I swear to God.
No, that's Trudeau. That's Trudeau at local theater.
Yes.
I swear to God, I saw a guy the other day at the airport. Black guy, but his lips were just so brightly. It looked like somebody in blackface. I was staring and I was like, oh, shit. I was like, how are your lips that color?
You know, when I used to do Sean King on the show, I've never had one complaint from a black guy. Only white women. Because it's not blackface, because he's not black.
Because he's not black.
No,
He's white.
he's a ginger.
He wishes.
He's a ginger. Gosh, we've been around for a long time.
Yeah.
He's not even, some people here who are newer viewers.
Don't even
Sean
know
King.
who that is.
So this is where we go back.
Mission accomplished, by the way, then.
Yeah, exactly. It was like when DeRay, remember he sued whoever made Planet of the Apes?
I didn't know that.
You remember DeRay? That's me. Yeah.
All right.
And I didn't know because it was before.
No bagel. We did get a bacon, egg, cheese grill wrap and a sausage, egg, and cheese griddle.
It's been planted in my head, right? Like a little. It's like now all of a sudden, it's like
Basically between two
and I
pancakes.
see an ape. Like,
Brown and white.
Blue vest. I'm like, oh my god!
Yeah, it's back in rotation. I got it washed over the weekend.
People will look at that and confuse that. Yeah,
Okay.
some of the control room side by side.
Waterville Fire Department just come flying in.
Now again, it's because DeRay officially complained that they didn't give him credit. So what is this?
All right, let's do this.
The game, Toolman, and someone else. Does someone else want to read the description?
Hey, can I pause you really quickly? Just it's a breaking thing that's happening right now on CNN. So
Okay.
judge sets March 4th, 2024 start date in Trump federal trial.
It means the lawyers don't even have the final security clearances yet.
March 4th,
So
2024.
it'll start on March 4th, which means it'll probably
By the
run
way, hold on.
straight through.
Super Tuesday is March 5th. Super Tuesday, 15 primaries, one day after the start of the trial, Judge? Really? Are we going to act like this is not done on purpose? Oh, by the way, it's in Washington, D.C. Oh, that's the D.C. trial.
Morning, Chopper.
Isn't it? Do you just want to
Wasn't a
make
pig,
him
it was the fire
president
department.
now, or do you need to wait until later? Come on. What the
Ain't
hell
no
is
arsonist.
happening here?
When he walks into the courtroom, just
Actually, that is a fire investigator, too.
It's the presidential seal. Just here you go.
I think they arrest powers.
Just play the song.
Unless, of course, they do mass mail-in voting.
7 months before trial.
It's 7 months before you need to.
No, they wanted to go
It's
later.
right before the primary.
Yeah.
No, from today.
Oh yeah.
7 months from today.
Oh yeah.
That's what.
I
Do
understand the
they need
justice
time to make evidence or what?
Well, I mean, if the feds weren't so lazy,
Well, talk about black people.
they're gonna wake up.
on
The
your
feds are
side.
gonna wake up on March 3rd. Like, oh, shit, it's tomorrow. School project.
You know what?
It's gonna show up with like a foam sun and planets.
It's not the science fair.
You know, everything, drawing out the trial, keep doing everything, and just holding. The only thing you're missing for the black is the defender.
Yeah.
For Trump.
Yeah, you should get them up. Yeah, totally do that.
Did they just not let him talk?
And by the way, you can comment. We're going to do a segment where we're going to do a hit list of all the times that Donald Trump was either featured directly on a hip hop track or music video or reference. A lot of people don't realize he's been big
Like a
in
whole
the black
show.
community for a long time. Yeah.
I used to work earlier, but I will tomorrow and Wednesday. I gotta fucking be at a class at 8 a.m. Even though I don't get off tonight till 10:30. I'll be right back at a class at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Learn how to use this new software they're making us switch to.
I wonder why so many rhymes.
Next 2 days anyway.
Yeah, but there you go. Hey.
Won't be much. Oh, I might stream too. It's just down. It's in downtown Toledo too, right by our corporate office.
And they see what you're doing to them. We've been through very similar things here, by the way, both in the courts and in the court of public opinion. And then what happens is you go to court and the judge puts a gag order on you, so you can't go out and talk about it, hypothetically. And then Donald Trump goes out and tries to defend himself, and the judge says, because of that, now you're going to be sanctioned. Now you're going to be punished because you discuss, while the media is free to discuss it at will.
Running for president.
He's my guy. Like Nick said, we own one. I don't give a rat's ass about 8D chess at this point. Unless something else happens, this is complete. Even if he did do what they're saying that he did, it's far less than other presidents. It's far less than Joe Biden did, putting classified documents next to his Corvettes or his old Camaro. The one that he almost lost, almost cat at one point.
Well, they're on alley. Hey, ground's still hot.
Turns out the one that he lost was his marbles.
Well, the war crime charges. Oh wait, that's
Right.
Sorry.
That's
I'm thinking of
everyone. Thinking of everyone. Not named Donald Trump.
By the way, we have the side by side.
The side, just again for context, I'm not making this up. DeRay complained.
Sirens?
Producers
Don't take more than sirens.
copied his blue vest, so that's your meme. No, that's the old blue vest. I'm in the new one, the new Planet of the Apes. Which again is what they didn't.
It's funny too. My German shepherds will let me know about the sirens before I even hear them. Especially if it's the fire wailing siren.
New Planet of the Apes.
They can hear so good. They literally hear the sirens before we can. One of them will start howling with them. He's hilarious. I know this guy.
Nelson, yeah. Sounds really hard to fit in a Nelson version.
yeah.
All right, I'm about to get squeezed here because this guy's passing me slowly.
All right. So this is, they don't make them like they
There you
do.
go.
Let's do the since we're so.
I don't need homie.
It's not the play. They don't make them.
No road rage this morning. It's gonna take a lot. It's a Monday.
He punched a lot of like this thing. I don't know if it was sudden impact. It was one of the 38 movies. Black Hooker shows up. He's like, "You talking jive?" Shut up. Ow! I don't care.
No road rage week. That's pushing it.
That was it?
That's pushing it.
You have to punch her. I made a decision and I stand by it.
It's true. I like his conviction.
Yeah, I do. All right, so they don't make them like they used to. Explain the game. I guess it's Toolman or Yakuza, and then we'll.
I got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the game is this a game or so we just watch clips? How many clips do we have?
We have one montage of this movie, The Jazz Singer from 1927. And I guess the object of the game is to show a movie that's old that kind of isn't politically correct.
Okay, so control room. I think what we need to do is run a clip and then pause it and then ask the audience what they think happens next in the future. This is more just a reveal. It's not really a game, is my point. We're just showing clips.
Yeah, that's true.
So it should be like bad movie lines, only, hey, what do you think happens next? He buys her a drink, he punches her in the uterus, or,
He dresses up in blackface
Yes.
inappropriately.
yeah, right? Don't you think, Jill? That's
I think that would work. That would be a new format.
But today is a montage from this film is...
The Jazz Singer, 1927, is the first sound movie made in 1927 about a young Jewish boy who loves jazz and ragtime.
By the way, I love that you didn't say the name because you're concerned about mispronouncing it.
What is it? Jackie?
Jakey.
Jakey?
See, I do that all the time. Words that
What
I've
is
never
it,
read.
Jackie? I don't know. Who's Jakey?
Yeah, uterus punch for the win. I was first one out.
Jake. After his
No, I was out right after you.
Hampshire discovers
Did you even get in? Wait. I think I came in last.
The boy out of his home, so the father doesn't like his son likes jazz.
Yeah.
And whenever he follows his dream, he still wants to win over his father's love.
Okay. A decade later, an older Jake.
Yeah, he's
Well, I didn't rage quit. I'll have to give him up the whole
He
stream.
still wants to win his father over. So it's the Matthew Perry story. Let's watch.
It's the Weird Al story. The Weird movie. You haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it yet.
Good. Same plot.
I've heard it was good. Okay. Here's the Jazz Singer, 1927.
Like, that's not dancing.
Is this my son?
He's doing spoken word bye-bye binary.
Yeah, there was sound, but not talking. Yes.
I'll teach him better than to the bass. The voice God gave him. Should have been Yahweh, but
That's true.
But Papa, our boy, he does not think like we do. First, he will get a whipping. Whipping.
I thought it was a whooping.
The kid doesn't look Jewish. He looks like Rocky Marciano. If you whip me again, I'll run away and never come back. Yeah, that's always worked.
Good. Bye. So you take your beating.
They're Jewish. They're not Irish.
You never know.
She's listening to it.
Comes out of the room.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
This is a decade
Well, he's
later.
doing jazz. I'm going to put everything I've got into my songs and on my face. Don't want you to whip like that for the good short wig.
It's a creepy smile.
But it's a good wig, though.
It's a perfect wig.
It is a good wig.
I think you're missing the point.
No, I'm not.
Look, their props team was great back then.
Yes.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah, that happens
When
sometimes.
you beat me,
I've doubled up quite a few times. Like, fuck this, I'm done. I'm just going on garbage and then win. Get a full house or something.
crazy.
She sort of stared through her inch-thick cataracts.
Or
I should have beat you harder.
a flush with only one of the suit.
This ain't you. What they are.
Did you get a tag?
Yes, Mama, it be. A lot of people don't think jazz is how it is, but it do. He talks like, oh, he looks like a shadow.
Peter Pan's dad is here.
It's a Chris face. Now they're playing this song.
Please have
He sounds Jewish.
Yeah.
Not black.
Nobody looks black.
That is so bad.
That's not bad.
It's terrible.
He appreciates the music and he wanted to take part.
He gave his all. He didn't have to make his face and hair look different.
Well, yeah,
I'm not thinking
how are you going to have street cred as a jazz musician?
be good at jazz.
No, he's not.
Back to
White
my
and
point of
he's
this
white and
bad.
Jewish. Yeah, he can't be good at jazz. How many?
So his dad had a point.
original jazz versions of Cradle.
This is like a Disney movie where you run away from your father because he doesn't know anything, and then you end up in blackface 10 years later.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, we all have our stuff.
We all have our stuff.
What's your stuff? See, you know, I make a living. My dad's out there in the conference room right now going, never in my wildest dreams. My son
That boy.
would make a living like this.
It's so joke.
It is.
We did, but we don't have that job.
No, we don't. But the thing is, we have to be entertaining you. The scrapers, we always have to be right. That's what we make all the references publicly available. We're going to change. I think it'll make them like these two into a game because it's just horrifying.
Yeah.
It's just they don't make them like that.
It just seems like two of man's favorite movies.
Yes. Yeah, Toolman has the Criterion edition.
Ah, he does. By the way, speaking of his favorite movies, we have a couple of clips from our pal, Clint Eastwood. Hopefully it's not the whole.
No, this is for a few dollars more. $4. He punched her blind, too. He didn't even know. He made up his mind before he turned the corner.
We have another one if you'd like to see it.
Oh, shit. And then he became mayor of that town.
We didn't like her either.
She was attacking him.
She deserved it. She was trying to ruin his life. She was trying to stab him.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yes, that would ruin his life at the same time, but it's more important.
I mean, you know, he could just shake the knife out of her hand and restrain her.
No.
She's a woman and weak.
Hey, equal rights.
Physically.
Well, that one needs to be in Germany. Maybe not.
Well, the cameras can't. I'm disappointed in that PC they sent us. It's a piece of shit. So, probably going to have to send it back.
The majority isn't pushing back against child grooming. What will people to stand up against this evil?
No, don't mistake that. Here's the thing. Instead, if you look at the polls, the media doesn't reflect that. Right. Just like I say this week, well, the media because they're not allowed to. For example, the media, when they write about Ezra Miller, most people go, well, that guy's a piece of shit. He groomed children, who's very likely a pedophile, who's at the very least a violent criminal, who does nothing but damage. He leaves damage in his wake. And Rolling Stone and Variety are more concerned with using the proper pronouns. They're more concerned with using the proper words than they are with protecting their children. Why? Because they have to. Hey, look, if you're Rolling Stone, if you're Variety, if you're ABC, NBC, CBS, here's the thing. You're not going to get conservatives. You're not going to get, I mean, you'll get the conservatives who will appear anyway, but you're not going to get real conservatives. So you need to have a guest. You need to have a Rolodex. You need to appease those people. Especially, by the way, if you're Rolling Stone, Vanity Fair, Variety, New York, what you need to do is appeal to celebrities. Celebrities are going to make sure they go, wait a second, they have no connections to right-wing because they work in Hollywood. Okay, all right, fine, I can do that publication. They have to appease those people.
Let's just slow way the fuck down.
American populace. Poll after
no
poll
road
show,
rage, no road rage.
I'm sure you guys can bring it up. We covered this not too long ago. The only people who supported even men in women's sports, or a significant portion of them, I don't even know if it was a majority, were white women, not black women, not Latino women, no demographic of men. And when it comes to transitioning children, it's universally unacceptable to people, just not the people in the media. And that's what they want to become a self-fulfilling prophecy. They want you to feel like you're so isolated because the rest of the world has said, yeah, we're fine with, remember, so these kids aren't going through transition. It's puberty blockers. That video was banned, by the way. I was in Burlington, Vermont at a public town hall. And the Dr. Rex Butts was his actual name. Hand to God.
Spell the W?
Butts.
Should have been Rex Dix.
Rex Butts was telling us how to use. He was telling us how to use Medicare, Medicaid, Blue Cross to get puberty blockers for kids. It doesn't work. So they decide not to use puberty blockers.
All right, let me take this off of the.
But these are no one's on gender assignment surgery. We're just talking about puberty blockers. We're just talking about steroids. And now, welcome aboard. What they're fighting for in places like California and New York State. And they just hope that you go, well, if the majority of the country supports, I guess if parents want to put their kids on puberty blockers, the next thing is gender reassignment surgeries. And then you've destroyed, you have mutilated, you have committed child abuse on a huge level, despite the fact that the vast majority of Americans were always against it from the get-go. There are more of you than them. You know what? I used to be afraid too, because you get conservatives, if you create a successful business, they go, oh yeah, it must be grifters. Look, I've been around since 2009. There was no grifting. So, like Alex Jones said, he was being bold. He said, I want $1 billion to Mud. Yep. I would love to see 100 million people, just 1 million people join up on Mud, because guess how much we can fight back against these people. There are more of you than them. You just have to go with your dollar.
Absolutely.
There's a thing they like to do also where they'll say, oh, we're not going to give them puberty blockers, and then later on we go, oh, people are getting puberty blockers, and it's
no name coder.
It's okay. Oh, nobody's having gender reassignment surgeries as children. Well, actually, they are doing it, and it's okay. Oh, well, then it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. That's their decision.
You know, it's not okay, but you do it without telling us.
Yeah.
And tell us it's not happening, and then once we're comfortable with it, you're like, oh, we are doing it. It's perfect.
No one's performing late-term abortions. Well, yeah, it's at least it's over 10,000 a year. Yeah, but that's because it's the mother's decision. But you said that they weren't doing it. Wow, come on now.
It's like the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
I don't know which one.
There's a doctor where he gives himself like these injections to become a lizard, or like he wants to like grow his.
Oh, that was the one with James Garfield.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, it's fine. We'll do it. When you human will be fine. And then all of a sudden he's a lizard, and he wants everyone else to be a lizard. And I'm kidding.
No road rage. No road rage.
Animal humanoid hybrids.
But
which, by the way, I do think they're doing. They're experimenting with DNA and or splicing DNA.
We actually have a poll for you really quickly too.
Oh, which book? Okay. Can you read? Because I can't see.
Views on transgender athletes, right? So, and Republicans obviously say, huge majority say no, independents say no, Democrats say somewhat yes. You were talking about male and female.
Yeah, male competing specifically sports. But even then, with the Democrats, if you look at it,
It's like
the bottom one still is.
That's weird.
No, the bottom one I think it was. Isn't it? It's 40.
Well, it went from 41.
So 48 are against, or 48 are pro.
48 are against.
48 versus
So that's-
47-4. And if you
that's a
take out white suburban women,
Yeah.
it's well over 55, 60 are against.
Right.
That is the voting bloc. Why? Because it's under the guise of compassion. Well, I think my son likes Barbies. And so, I think I should allow him to be trans. Not black women, not Latino women, and no demographic of men.
None of the men.
None.
So I'm going to add something to your answer. I think you're right. But I think also when you start to blur the lines of, and this is kind of an old traditional way, like sexual morality and kind of what's acceptable societally, sexually, even if it's just straight sex, but it's like, oh, these girls are out on OnlyFans, and okay, that's totally fine, we can't judge them, or they're walking around with no clothes on, and these guys do these terrible things, oh yeah, we can't judge them. Once you start blurring those lines, you can no longer come. I think that's why they're having a hard time focusing on, wait a minute, they're actually coming after children, and I should be against this, but I've made the point for so long that I can't say anything about your sexual preferences or anything that people are doing sexually, and so I can't say anything about this either. And I'm not saying that's a way out. I'm not saying that that's like an explanation that says, oh yeah, that's fine. I think they're deviants. I think they're sexual deviants where whatever you want, man, it doesn't really matter. Everything is okay. You guys can absolutely do this. And the more that we find like pedophile producers in a lot of these places, which Project Veritas did, I know James O'Keefe and his staff did, all over the place in the FBI, like once you start to see that, you're like, that's why they're not talking about it. It's not just because they can't.
Okay, put it this way. You're not alone. This would be seen as extremism on YouTube. Okay, and I only want you to raise your hand if you actually think so. Someone who has actively sexually molested a child. Who thinks death penalty? There you go. That's every single guy here. I guarantee if you were to go out to the control room, it would be the same thing. Just so you know.
One of my favorite videos of all time is that one from maybe the 70s, early 80s.
Was it Jerry?
Oh, yeah.
Jerry Plowshare.
God damn it, Jerry, or whatever, because he just shot this
He
guy.
shot the guy who molested his son
Yeah.
at the airport, and then he hangs up the phone after.
Yeah. I want to know if he was actually on a call. Like, that'd be great if he was.
He was.
35
Oh, yeah, he said, I gotta go. He was like, Gary, don't! Bang! The guy's like, well, I guess what's done is done.
One of my favorite videos of all time.
Yeah. No, people here in the office have the shirts.
Oh, yeah.
Gary Close says, do it for the kids.
Oh, yes.
You want one? We can get
Yes.
one.
I love that.
Yeah, it was like Gary, the guy raped his son, and I think he was being escorted to jail, but he didn't think that it would be enough, and he shot him. And Gary Close, I believe the judge just gave him community service or something like that.
By the way,
I used to.
So I just want to make you aware, like the effectiveness. That guy never molested another kid.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
Well, to be fair, there are like muscular twitches after death, but these are just what they call like phantom spasms. But people they gave him a wide berth, so no kids made it past the caution tape.
That's true.
But it could have happened. No, but it didn't. Though. You're right. I'm just saying it's not foolproof. You have to bury them in the dirt, dig down.
Oh yeah.
Is it like a scorpion?
I see. Take off. I see. That's what I said.
You step on it and still get hurt? Jeez.
You know where they don't tolerate that?
Russia.
Black.
Well, for sure.
Black community. By the way, I don't just mean in
they don't
in,
wait
in large
trial,
prisons. I mean, no, this is the thing. There's a problem with no snitching culture. But a big reason is they also don't trust the police a lot. They don't believe that justice will be served, and they see people who are in gangs who get into the system, and they know that some people learn how to game the system. And if someone goes after their kids, someone rapes kids in the black community, guess what? They have ways of enforcing it amongst themselves, and that's something that they're not shamed by political correctness because they've been given a pass because they're the black community. The black community, gosh, when you talk, I guarantee you, we should put that actually on Black and White on the Gray Issue. Someone out there write that down. Ask them about sex with minors and minor attracted people. What should be done?
I'll say that's the one thing as a comedian. That's the one thing I see it time and time again. These edgy newer comedians or trying to be crass or whatever. In front of a black audience, they start talking about anything with kids. Done.
Yeah.
They're done. They're checked out. They won't do nothing. They want to hear about it. They don't want to hear the jokes about it.
Nope. You're absolutely right. All right, let's grab final check.
All right, final check. There we go. Crazy, nasty world. Do you feel it is better to shelter your kids from the evil pointed out in an age-appropriate ways and explain why it is evil, or healthy ways?
I think and Gerald probably has he may have a different answer than I do. But look, at one point in time when we did this show, and Josh knows, like when I've done stand-up, I've always tried to keep it not just vulgar. Like I like suggestion, but it's always been very offensive. I mean, I would be getting banned from clubs early on in my teen years, even though it wasn't like I was swearing, but it was offensive. It would be considered politically incorrect. I would always think, hey, my parents are there, or what if they showed up? Even though I'd like, get out, Dad. But the thing is, my dad would make some of the most. Work on my Method Man impression, Dad. What are you doing in the way? Hey, Steven, that was pretty good, but you need to put a little more rest on it. Thanks, smoke a blunt, see what happens. No, but if you see my dad on the show, my dad will punch and you're like, oh my God, like, that's where he gets it. So I will say that this show, too, we always try to be really careful, but I think there needs to be at least one place that shows you the evil. That's why I always, this is a PG-13 plus. And especially, when Nick DiPaolo is on, too, like, I get it. This is a PG-13 plus, but you need to know what's actually going on in the world because it's your job to protect your family. I can't protect your family, and you can't protect your family.
Cops aren't going to protect you.
Unless you know what's actually going on. I do think that with children, you need to preserve innocence. Unfortunately, it's not really an option to completely shelter them. In other words, you can try and shelter them all you want. Does their friend have an iPhone? You can try and shelter them all you want. If they go down the street and happens to be a cycle pride parade like we just covered, you know what I mean? You don't really have an option anymore, so it's very important to instill a framework, a moral foundation, I think, as early as humanly possible. My parents did actually give me a sex talk when I was really, they didn't tell me it felt great. They just told me where babies came from. And I remember
I don't know what happened to
teaching me about the store.
Chad. 357, welcome.
That's wrong. That's not how it works. Let me break it down. And I got in trouble.
The chat was staying up. I was like freaking out. I didn't know why I was still staying up because I wasn't at the bottom.
About, the barber and the software engineer who are banging down on Main Street. Right?
Oh, there it goes.
If you didn't have the sex talk with your parents, a man and a woman, and they get married and they have a baby, and instead of going in and learning about the stork, you're learning there's no such thing as a man and a woman. Well, I had that framework where I was going, no, teacher, you're wrong. Why? Because my parents tell me the truth. They sat and they explained it to me. I was able to verify through some biology textbooks, which, by the way, I kept well into my teens. And I knew that I wasn't being lied to. Whereas if you don't tell your kids, let's say you tell your kids, oh, it's the stork business. You see some parents think that that'll keep your kids, or it'll preserve their innocence. Well, then it's shattered when they go to school. And they now know the stork business is not true, that it's a lie. But they have another authoritative figure, whether it's a teacher or a friend's parent. And it seems like, well, I guess that's the truth. The truth is men can have babies. The truth is women can have penises because you've lied to them. So I don't believe in preserving innocence through lying. I think that you need to present it in a way that's age appropriate and balance that with, I guess, giving them the tools as young as possible so that they can filter information that comes in, because they are aggressive. Look, they're selling bye-bye binary at Target. Hey, you do everything right. You homeschool your kids. Right? You make sure they don't have access to a tablet, or that the computer is in a central area. You're showing them the age-appropriate films, but oh my gosh, you don't have a sitter, and mom has to take your son to Target, and here we are. I have to have a conversation. Do you want to wait until you reach that point? That's why it angers everybody so here, because we should all be, as a society, able to preserve the innocence of children. Unfortunately, that is not an option. So in the absence of being able to preserve innocence entirely, you need to present truth. And the good news is, you have the truth. There are two sexes, there are two genders, that's the truth. Two men can't have a baby, that's the truth. The truth is that it's a lie if their friend says that they're non-binary. The truth is that no boy needs a bathing suit to hide their penis like they see at Target. And once you've had that conversation of truth, you know what else? You can make a mockery of the lies as your children start to get older. So in the absence of being able to preserve innocence, which I just think unfortunately is a bygone era,
oh wow, New
replace
York
that
plate
with truth, because in the end, boy, that really is the most important thing. Except for Santa Claus, keep that myth going as long as you can, because it's a lot of fun. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, that's the end of Crowder. Switch it over to watch and the watchers. Is he live yet? Oh yeah, he is. Wait, is this new? Yeah, 8 minutes ago it started. What the fuck? Thought I saw it start. morning, but I don't see any video. Notice status holy days. We call it Yule in my house. Yuletide. Y'all would pronounce it Jule. Man, this road looks good here. Really? I guess.
All right, my friends, we are back in business, baby. It is good to be here. Hello, hello, and happy Monday. I hope you have oh my goodness. It's going to be one of those incapable of talking days. I hope you had an amazing weekend, everybody. Welcome back to this lovely Monday. Hopefully your Monday's starting off better than this one. It's good to see you here. Who is here on this lovely, lovely day? As per usual, my Telegram is cutting off half my screen for whatever reason. I don't know why it does that. Let's see if I can figure this out. Gosh. Here it is. Yeah, it's going to be on Monday. All right, it's a Monday. Yeah, tongue-tied over here. I can't even get the show started. Our morning show. Good golly. All right, let me make sure all the screens are working before I try to...
Yeah, me and my brother discovered Dad's old magazines under his socks.
It's working. I see a couple people in the house. We've got, hello. We got Cindy Banks is here. Wendy K says, grab some coffee. That's a good, yeah, that's what it looks like when I press the Let's Go Live button sometimes. Oh no, the tubes are on fire, man. The tubes are on fire. We got Righty, we got Kay Tyler, we got Jason here, Wendy K's here, we got Rocky Water. What's going on, Sweet Potato? Linda Faye, good to see you, Linda. We got Holy F, we got Quantum Thug, we got Janine, Dolphin Fan, KB's here, Patriots here, Brandon Rudder. It's good to see everybody. Yeah. So it was a little bit of a rocky start, but I actually did have, kind of a plan to start us off today. The first being, of course, the presidential schedule. It's a Monday. Let's see how his Monday is going. Is it going any better than ours? He's actually doing some things, which is good. That's good. Now, he probably...
Not on vacation?
I was going to say, maybe he's communicating better than me, but I don't think so. I think that even with my tongue-tiedness, I think we're still a couple levels above the president. All right, it's Monday. The president receives the daily brief. The president, they're going to a public school. Welcome back to students in Washington. That's nice. So they're welcoming some students back. So Karine is going to have a press briefing, and they're also going to have the Office of Public Engagement, whatever that is going to be out there. And then later tonight, the president is going to commemorate the founding of the Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights Under Law, all right, whatever that is. So he's actually
getting close to at least those lanes there.
Over the weekend, we saw that he traveled back to Washington. He was in Nevada last week.
Where that guy thinks he's gone.
His response
all right, go ahead, pass me, get up there.
Donald Trump comment about the mugshot.
Not road rage. Just amusement in the idiots.
Didn't do much over the weekend, nothing on Sunday.
No rage.
Event scheduled on Saturday when they were traveling. So he's got a couple little press things today. Nothing really consequential for the country. Welcoming those kids back to school.
Oh no, they're hitting their brakes now.
I thought the kids were already back in school.
Oh no, they're pulling over into this lane.
Welcome students back to school.
Canadians.
I thought that started early August. September. What are they doing back there in Washington? Late starts or something? All right. So that's what's happening with the president. Not much going on over on C-SPAN. Oh, hey, here's what they're talking about. Welcoming the kids back to school. It's happening right now. Let's see.
Creepy.
All right, so not much going on there. Probably just warming up for the event.
Otherwise, we're probably going to have Corrine today.
That's a
She'll
big
do
crane.
a press briefing. Now, we're not going to cover that. We are jammed today. We are jammed.
Everybody's lifting.
Which is actually pretty exciting. So we've already got a trial date scheduled for Donald Trump. Judge Chutkin had a hearing today. It's going to be in March 2020.
Oh, they're putting in a new little bridge there.
And
I see.
We've also got a Georgia arraignment. I put some
That's going to be a while before that's done.
I put some dates on the mind map calendar this morning. And we'll go back through all of this and explain basically what happened today. But here are a couple new dates that were just dropped. So we've got the Trump arraignment is going to be scheduled on 9/6. Pretty neat day, I'll say. George Allen Kelly trial, we still don't know if that's going on that day. I got to follow up on that one. But, all right, so Trump is going to be arraigned in Georgia on the 6th. Then the other big date that we got was this one, the January 6th trial. It's going to be March 4th, 2024. Well, that's curious because the Iowa primary is 2 months before that in January. And then we've got, right after that, the documents trial in Florida in May. So March, we'll get an April break. Then we have another J6 trial, and then that's going to give them, the classified documents trial is going to be probably 6 weeks, maybe 2 months. May, June, July. I don't know when they start printing ballots, but they're going to try to pull Trump off the docket, off the ballot. And I've actually got a story on that queued up. So this date just dropped this morning, March 4th. I think we've also got the Trump arraignment date, which dropped this morning. It's going to be very interesting. Go through all of that today. Nothing is happening in Congress. We're
Look at all zeros just called me. That's fucking weird. Okay, we'll pass on that side. Go ahead, homie. Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? What the fuck happened to the sound?
sticks, and that's Judge Chutkin, and she scheduled a court date on that one. So that was the one where we were talking
going
about
to the Green Mile.
Monuments of documents.
I bet you they're exiting here. They went through weeds so bad.
And they
he got himself jammed by them trucks. I love it.
The judge actually escalated it or accelerated it.
That's not road rage. That's road joy.
What's between now and what is it, March?
Joy and asshole suffering.
So about 6 months. Wow.
They got him locked in there.
And I think the prosecutors wanted the trial in January, and at that rate, I think it was about 99,000 pages a day of materials to get through based on their motion.
Yeah, I pretty much do too.
Give them another 2 months.
So this was actually named something different when they first built it. Now it's called Unique Cannabis. It's finally open.
Maybe from like 99,000 a day, 99,000 pages a day.
Are they road raging?
90,000
Look at
pages
this.
a day. Because we've got 2 extra months to go through all of it.
The fuck are you guys doing?
85,000 a day.
Which way are you going, dude?
Not a lot, because we're only going from 4.5 months to basically 6 months.
Oh yeah, Ohio plates. They came up for the cannabis.
Yeah. So the problem with all of this is
you got one there,
and they're going to say we have no ability to even prepare our defense.
You got the unique cannabis, which I doubt is very unique. Oh my gosh, and they don't know how to use a traffic circle either. Go, mother.
And the judge scheduled that for March. This is the other case. This is the Meadows.
I know you ain't high yet.
Removal.
Oh, you're heading north. All right. So there ain't a whole lot more at the next exit, guys.
Very closely related because
maybe he is high already.
January 6th. But this one's taking place out of the Georgia District Court.
I love roundabouts, man.
District of Georgia. And this is Mark Meadows trying to remove the case up.
Tell you what, fucking roads in your bridges in your city give me anxiety.
This is like a miniature trial that's happening today. I mean, a bunch of people are testifying. I even believe
Confusing
that Mark
as
Meadows is
signs, even
testifying today.
even
So
Waze
I'm
has a
hoping I
hard
can
time
find a
understanding.
thread on
Okay,
this,
over there we had
because I think a lot
Unique.
of
Over here we have King of
people
Buds.
focused on the Judge Chutkin stuff, like there were a bunch
We
of
have
videos live
Nirvana
streaming
Cannabis.
Chutkin, but this is Georgia.
And on the
this is
left
like a
here we
trial,
have
and Mark
Herb
Meadows was
Cannabis.
testifying, so
URB
there were a
Herb.
bunch of lawyers, there were a bunch of subpoenas that went out. Look at this. There's
Then
an
in the little strip
amicus
mall up
filed
here
by
on the
a
right,
bunch of
or the
prosecutors.
outlet
Gosh,
mall
what
here,
a
we
joke.
have House of Dank. We have exclusive cannabis. We're not done yet. We got another strip
Yeah,
mall.
so look at this. Oh gosh, how obnoxious. 28 pages. Proposed brief for former judges.
What's this
and
one
state
here?
and
This
federal
little strip mall up
officials
here.
as
We
friends of
got
the court in support of remand. Okay, so these are, well, this is like
Joyology.
so-called intelligence
Joyology.
idiots who all signed a piece of paper. So same thing's happening here. Hey, we're a bunch
Just
of
go to
prosecutors and
orderjoyology.com.
judges, and we're former executive officials, and we've got a lot of experience. And we know how to draw the line.
I guess it's one of those
between
moments in time where
official
gas
and
is cheaper
political
up here now,
activities.
too. It's a
And
whole
so
penny
even though we're not a
cheaper.
party to the case, you should listen to us and send this back down to Big Fanny Willis. It's, you know, it's a states' rights argument and all that stuff, which is good. I like states' rights arguments. I think the state should have more rights. But these people are obviously partisan hacks who just don't want it to go to federal court because they know it should belong. You know, they'll have a better forum in Georgia, in Fulton County, with Fannie and all the former judges there under control of the case. So look at all these people. Here they are. Oh, Deputy Attorney General for George H.W. Bush, Donald A. B. Iyer. This guy, former acting governor, New Jersey Attorney General, Charles Freed, Stuart Pearson. Oh, look at this guy, Judge Michael Ludwig. Of course, that's that guy who takes, I don't know, probably 5 to 10 minutes to say something that should take about 15 seconds because he's so emotional after every phrase, like he's about to burst into tears. All right, so you see the list. Oh, that's not even that many people. That's it? There's like 5 people on this stupid document? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 people. Oh gosh, you didn't even crack 10? Right, the garbage. Did you guys even try? Did you even attempt to put this together? I mean, the CIA got 51 people. You guys should at least be able to break 10. Pathetic. Now, I'm sure that they felt really good about signing this document, you know, told their friends about it, so. All right. So that's what's happening in Georgia today. And man, so we had this other pretty interesting story that was good. Yeah, let's talk about this before we jump into some comments, because I think this is right on topic. The Democrats did it first. Alternate electors, or as they like to call them now, false electors. They like to charge them with crimes, arrest them, raid their houses, and so on. But this was something that they did first. Look at this document, a copy. You see right here, it says Democratic electors right on the top upper left of the screen. Coming from the state of Hawaii, saying, we, the undersigned electors of President and Vice President of the United States for the respective terms beginning on the 20th day of January, duly appointed, legally appointed, and qualified by the state of Hawaii, we appear and we do certify the following is true, that the person with the number of votes
we're about to see plenty of them up here. We're going right past the station.
Vice President is John
right there on the right.
Kennedy of Massachusetts with 3 votes.
The county Mounties.
All of it signed. All of it here. This is what it says. the list of, wait a minute. With the number of votes for each. Kennedy, 3. Here's another one. With the number of persons voted for Lyndon Baines Johnson, 3. Number of votes here for him were 3. And this says, in witness thereof, we have set our hands done, first day, second day, in the year of our Lord, 1,960, signed here by 3 different electors. That document's rotated. You see, this was all sent. Look how cool this is. I love these old documents. This was sent to Washington, December 22nd, 1960. Envelope drafted from Columbian Natural Class number 90N.
I usually don't even make it all the way around unless I change my mind in what direction I want to go.
From Honolulu, Hawaii. From
That's
Jenny
kind of the
Wilson,
point.
Delbert Metzger, William
Get in, get
H.
out.
Keene,
Get in, get out.
signing off on this document.
You only pause if
Now, there may be some
if
problems
getting
with this
in will hit
document.
somebody.
Here's the story.
Thus the yield sign. Should never
These
have
are
to
the
stop on the
1960
circle.
Electoral College certificates. This is the document that many Trump electors use to justify their claims and their efforts in 2020. Their explanation, the Trump allies in 1960 rely on 1960 documents. The battle was between John F. Kennedy and Richard Nixon. So they were voting for Kennedy Johnson as the team Kennedy Johnson, president, vice president. Richard Nixon was vice president at the time. By December 1960, it was clear that Kennedy had won. Only Hawaii's result remained in doubt. Nixon had prevailed by just 140 votes, according to the initial results, which were certified by the governor of Hawaii. Nixon won Hawaii. A recount was underway when presidential electors across the nation were required by law to meet and cast their ballots. Nixon's Hawaii electors met and cast their 3 votes in an official ceremony. But nearby, Kennedy's 3 electors
probably,
gathered,
because it's probably the only one I'm going to be able to do until Thursday.
delivering them to Washington.
Tuesday and Wednesday I've got classes,
That's
so
what those documents are. They signed
we'll be
this.
cutting this out and setting it
At
up
the
in there.
time they signed this,
Thanks for riding with me,
Kennedy
everybody.
as the
Peace.
president,
We should be back on within a half hour or
Johnson
so.
as the vice president, certified.
Later.
But at the time they signed this document, these felonious Democrats